Knife Watch. This is a video I typically don't do, more of a rambling. So if you're driving or just hanging out and just want to look at a beautiful blade, then, and you're a knife addict like me or a gear addict, you know, I don't think that you'll have a problem checking this video out. But just wanted to ask a serious question, and I would love to hear your feedback in the comments. And is this the perfect knife? This is the Chris Reeve Inkosi, large Inkosi, and to me, this is, man, I have tons of blades, and I've held and handled and used and abused many pocket knives and fixed blades. This might be the perfect knife. Okay, now why? First and foremost, I've been talking to a few collectors recently, and I've seen a trend happening since you know, the shelter in place has begun in 2020. I'm seeing more and more people in the EDC community that are quitting. They're quitting their addiction, okay? And they are just, you know, saying, hey, I've collected, I've handled many blades, and I want out. This has been, I've seen 3 people, prominent users on Instagram. Maybe one of them is watching this video. Shout out to you. All my fam on Instagram. I am Knife Watch on Instagram. They have found a Chris Reeve that they found to be the perfect blade. One person chose the Chris Reeve Umnumzon. Another person chose the Chris Reeve Sabenza in black micarta. And each of those 2 people said, this is going to be my blade. I'm selling my entire collection and I'm out. I'm done with it. So my question is, why do people stop collecting knives after they own a Chris Reeve? Well, it might be because it's the perfect knife. So let's get into marketing and branding a little bit. By trade, you guys don't know what I do for a living, but I'll give you a hint, it's marketing. Now, in marketing, there is a certain balance you have to strike. You want to make sure you're offering as much information, education, and value to your potential customers, users, and other B2B service providers, depending on your business. As much value as possible is what you want to give them. But there's also a balance of, you don't want to give them too much, right? You want to give them just enough, just a taste, so that they keep coming back for more. Now, they don't tell you about that because that's typically how marketing works. You want to keep the secrets to yourselves. People may wonder, why is it that when I see this knife, I just love it so much? You know, let me give you an example. Let's say the Spyderco Paramilitary 2. There's always something about a new release in any gear, especially with everyday carry gear. They're always missing something. It's perfect all around. They've got everything. They've done it. You know, it feels like maybe this is the perfect last knife I need. Maybe this is the last car. Maybe this is the last watch that I'm gonna buy. You know, but there's something about it that's missing. Always. What is that? There's nothing perfect, right? Nothing is perfect in the world, but why does it seem like something's missing? It's because they want to build tension for the next release. If you buy a knife and you say, you know what, this is the perfect knife, I don't need anything else. Well, then you're not going to be a return customer. Okay, you think the company wants to do that? Of course not. So Blade HQ and Spyderco released this Paramilitary 2, which is probably the most reviewed knife on YouTube and Instagram, and one of the most popular blades and pocket knives in the world. You see them everywhere. They're iconic. They dropped this amazing Tanto profile with this compound grind, but it's almost $200, and it's only got S30V steel. Wah, wah, a premium steel. Wah. Why can't it be the best steel in the world? Just make it out of straight titanium. I mean, people are complaining about the blade steel. They didn't drop it in the perfect blade steel at first because they want you to buy the next Paramilitary 2 Tanto that may be in M4 or another popular steel, right? So that's on purpose, guys. They're a business. They want you to come back. They don't want you to buy one knife and feel like it's perfect and you leave. And that brings us back to Chris Reeve. Chris Reeve, against the grain, wants to make the perfect knife. That is what the goal of Chris Reeve Knives is about, made in Idaho. The South African maker said he wants to make the perfect knife. So why would somebody who wants to have a business that's running for a long amount of time, for years to come, want to make the perfect knife? That would just end the entire industry, right? Because once you bought one, you're not going to need another ever again if it's perfect It's got the perfect size, it's got the perfect weight, and it has the perfect steel. S35VN doesn't say it anywhere on the blade. There's no billboarding. I've got dual thumb studs on this, which make it super easy to operate. The action on Chris Reeve is famous. It's got this glassy, I mean, just, you won't see any jumping in here. It has just got this perfect feeling. It is, and then it locks up like a tank. An absolute tank is what everybody says. I've got a Lynch clip on here. So this is the perfect knife for me. I mean, I don't need, there's nothing missing here. S35VN is probably the perfect steel. It was made by Chris Reeve. It's premium. It's nicer than S30V, which frustrates some people because it's great, but it's a little bit too common maybe on some blades like Benchmade and Spyderco uses. So S35VN is just a step better. No one would ever scoff at S35VN. It's probably the most popular blade steel in premium production knives that are coming out of China and other countries that are trying to compete with USA-made blades. So what else is it about this that makes it perfect? Well, it just looks great. There's nothing wrong with it. It's handsome, it's sexy, it looks cool. It just, you know, let's put it up with some things that look cool, okay? Tell me this isn't a great Instagram picture here, okay? You take a watch that you like. Maybe not everybody likes my gold watch, I don't mind, but I like it. You take a cool, you know, piece of gear. Maybe you take some AirPods, you put a cool flashlight. I mean, that's everyday carry. If you want to add a second blade, that's cool. But the center of any Instagram picture, you're good if you got that really awesome Chris Reeve blade on you. Take two pieces of gear away, you still got a great everyday carry shot for Instagram. You leave it alone, okay? And tell me that that's not an Instagram picture too. Okay, it's just, it looks great. It's photogenic. It's simple. There's no crazy billboarding. The handle's made out of titanium, for goodness gracious. I put a Chris Reeve lanyard on here. Some people don't like lanyards, but what lanyards do is it allows you to, when you pull back on your blades, you know, I guys know all the time, I like to choke up on this. It's got a rounded swedge in the back here, so you can actually push and work on this. I broke down about 70 or 80 boxes this weekend cleaning out my garage for my new car, and this was what I used, and it still looks brand new, unused, with this beautiful stone-washed blade, slightly stone-washed, and so comfortable with that rounded back. Why don't all makers have rounded backs on their knives? I don't know, but here's where I put my thumb. If you want to pull back, you want to be further away from whatever you're cutting in your task, you've got a great place to put the fat of your palm right here. And this actually, when you put this lanyard back here, this zone right here becomes an elongated handle. Can you believe that? Yeah, I'm pushing on this as hard as I can, and it feels like I have a longer handle scale. So now look how far I am away from that blade if I want to get further and further away from something that I'm cutting. That is just amazing modularity. So a modular knife that comes in a slim profile, let's say I close it, that is going to fit into your pocket beautifully with that deep carry clip. I mean, compare that to something like a Spyderco Paramilitary 2. Look how tall that PM2 is. I mean, PM2 is a fairly popular blade, right? One of the most popular blades ever, right? But people hate how tall it is. You could probably fit 1.5 Inkosis inside of this. And it's just so comfortable in pocket. The titanium is famous for being just as attractive as you want, even though you got those snail trails, some people call them, when you've used it. You can tell I've used this one handsomely. It stays, no problem. Chris Reeve has invented the frame lock, which is this lock style. So this is a compression lock that comes with the back. You compress this and it becomes unlocked. This is a frame lock, the integral frame lock that was invented by Chris Reeve. So he invented the steel, he invented the frame lock, and he wanted to make the perfect knife. I think he did. People are quitting. This knife was made decades ago. And people are quitting the EDC hobby to this day because they find that Chris Reeve has already made their perfect blade. How have they done this, and why would you do that? I don't know, but Chris Reeve is still selling blades today. To me, they are the face of premium production knives, just like Paramilitary 2 is the face of production knives. Chris Reeve is the face of premium knives. It is the quitter for your addiction. So if you would like to stop collecting knives, if you want the answer to your addiction, if you want the antidote, check out a Chris Reeve blade. There's a reason that they're over, a few $100s. Again, I don't like to add prices here. They're a little vulgar, and they always change, but there's a reason this is a certain price. It's because once you get this, you don't go back. So Chris Reeve, want to give you a high five. Great job on what you've done with your company and your legacy. Tim Reeve, I believe his son, is running the company now. You've made the perfect blade, and I just want to say I'm proud of you for being an American-made company, and makes me proud to be an American, but more than anything, makes me proud to be a collector and have something that I know if I want to keep one blade and sell everything else, I have confidence that I have not made a mistake, and I'm not alone in doing so. So thank you so much for checking out the content. Please subscribe, like the video so you can see more like this. Hope you enjoyed taking a look at this beautiful, fantastic, photogenic, and serviceable do anything blade that will serve you for years and years and years to come. The Chris Reeve Inkosi Large Knife Watch. Peace and love. I'm out.